It's a QB to you, 100%. I mean, that's the thing though, is a lot of people never actually end up being themselves or not fully themselves with people. And then they just, unfortunately end up living through their whole life not being who they are. And I hope that some people at least take the time to be themselves so they don't regret not being themselves later in life. Because, like, in my case, I was who my family wanted me to be, and people didn't like me for that. I didn't like myself for that. And I'm like, you don't even know who I am and you don't like me, you know? And I'm like, fuck it, I'll be myself. And if you don't like me, you don't like me with legit reason. You don't like me kind of thing. But I'm myself. So, like, whatever, I'll take it on the chin in that case. Because, like, at least I'm being myself, you know? In the sense of how you wanted to be on stream. I feel that. I feel like most streamers are really pretty fake. I want it to be much more genuine. It can be really hard because, especially since, like, you're potentially being yourself in front of an unknown audience of people that can come in and say hello at any given point in time, and that shit can be terrifying because you don't know if the next person coming in is going to be, like, cool with who you are or not. But the difference between streaming is, if they're not and they don't want to abide by your rules, you can tell them to fuck off, and then you can make them fuck off. In person, it's a little bit harder because, you know, they'll often just, like, you can't make them leave. Not necessarily, like, you have to remove yourself then kind of thing, and that's not always, you know, enjoyable and stuff. It's easier to be myself in front of people I don't know versus being myself in front of people I put this facade around. That's fair. A lot of people do that, though, and I do understand that because there's, like, a sense of safety in these people not, like, knowing the rest of the people you know as well, you know? It's hard to be yourself in front of strangers. I was and kind of still am anxious as hell on stream. That's fair. I don't really get anxious when I stream, honestly. I think when I started streaming and I was worried what people might think or say or do and stuff, I think when I was starting to try to be my authentic self, which really came about not long before I started streaming anyway. But I was kind of like, you know, what if I do this or what if I say that kind of thing. Like, I haven't encountered what people do or say to that in person yet to experience how I feel about that encounter and stuff, you know. That's why I also said when I have my live 2D avatar and I can move around, people can see me making faces and moving and shit, it's going to be a new kind of awkward because as a PNG tuber, like, sometimes I know that I'll pull, like, weird faces and stuff when I do things, and I'm like, I don't know how I feel about people seeing that, and for a little while it's going to be embarrassing. But I also watched this, creator who does, like, aggressive cooking tutorials and stuff, and she's fucking great, and she'll make the stupidest faces and stuff, and she'll be like, the face is important, you have to do this. And I'm like, I love it. I'm like, I will probably embody a bit of that. Like, if people, like, call me out on, like, making an expression or something, I'll be like, it's important, it's necessary in the process or something, you know? Because, like, yeah, I enjoy that kind of thing, you know? But yeah, I do encounter a lot of people that are, like, not used to encountering authenticity online and will often, like, hate it or, like, push back against it kind of thing, or, like, just call it out as just fake and stuff. And I'm like, that's fine. Like, I understand that, like, a lot of people are very fake or put up a wall or create a persona that allows them to have fun or enjoy what they do, how they do it, and then they don't have to worry because at the end of the day, like, how people feel about that person or persona kind of thing is not who they are kind of thing. But I couldn't imagine, from my perspective, I could not imagine making, like, the connections that I have with all of my community over years of streaming and be a fake individual that, like, people have gotten to know and, like, enjoy talking to and stuff. Like, I think I'd feel, like, very, I don't know, in a sense, like, invalid in that sense. Like, I'd feel like I was, like, lying to you or robbing you of, like, an actual, like, you know, encounter or friendship or shit. You know, it just doesn't feel right. but yeah, I don't know. Like I've known a few streamers that do prefer to have like a specific way of streaming and stuff that is put on kind of thing, and it allows them to feel very empowered and safe, and like, you know, everybody has their own kind of what works for them, you know. And yeah, as long as they're comfortable with it at the end of the day, fine. Like I'm aware that they had like what they do on stream is a put on kind of thing, is not real. So as long as I'm aware that it's not real, I'm okay with indulging in it too with them, you know. But yeah, I don't know. This day and age, like a little bit of authenticity is, I feel like, a little bit harder to come by. And I think it's mostly just because it's scary to be yourself sometimes, you know. That's a frickum, to be honest. To be fair, yeah, it's hard to be yourself in front of anyone. It can be. I find it's harder to be myself in front of like people in IRL because yeah, I'm like mostly a serious person, but I do have like a very stark contrast of like occasional silliness, but it is measured silliness. So when I have that, it is polarizing for people to like experience. I think somebody said it's like gap moe. When I stream and stuff, I'm mostly serious all the time until I do something actually silly, and then it's so far out of left field, like most people can't fucking handle it, you know, which is kind of funny. Octopus in a daze, but I think Octopus is in the caravan, so that's fine. I'm just trying to get them to like keep picking this if I can, you know. Doesn't feel right, yeah. I don't know. I think it's like each to your own kind of thing. You're going all the way up there to harvest. I'll get you to harvest some stuff up here if that's the case. Alright, everybody's harvesting these berries. God damn. Okay. We'll harvest the potatoes underneath us. I'm still trying to get as much in as I can into the storage as possible. But yeah, by no means, nobody needs to feel sad about me like losing people in my life and stuff, like, I don't know, not knowing myself and whatever. I pretty much figure like the people that I had in my life, what caravans detected, that's fine. That's not for like 3 days, I think, so they'll be fine. Yeah, I pretty much figure all the people during that time of my life didn't probably really get to know who I was anyway. So while it still hurt to say goodbye to them and stuff, it didn't hurt as much once I like realized that I'm like, were we actually friends if they didn't actually know me or didn't like who I was, kind of thing, you know? Either way. So it once trashed the most thoroughly created VTuber model I've made. Wait a minute, hold on. I once trashed the most thoroughly created VTuber model I've made, and the persona I had with it twice because it felt wrong and felt like it wasn't me. Still in that search for balance between everything. Knowing yourself takes time. Yeah, it does. If people don't like who you are and pricks about it, it hurts, but let them go, yeah. Yeah, it's exactly that, essentially, is like, I don't know. You know, it always hurts to see who people can be towards you and stuff if you've only ever known them as like somebody nice kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. As for like changing your avatar and stuff, I do get that. I also think my people might have already picked out, I think they're deconstructing stuff at this point, which is good. Once they deconstruct stuff, I'll get them to hunt animals and maybe cut down some trees. I might get a couple of people on the trees if they're available. Yeah, I kind of feel like if you don't have already an existing character, or if you have a lot of different, like if you like resonate with a lot of different kinds of characters and like personalities and stuff like that, you may actually do better with having multiple different like avatars and changing between it. There is a streamer I watch who has like, she's got like 300 odd different like what do you call them, the 3D avatars and stuff, and she'll just swap between whichever one she feels like that day kind of thing, and she'll swap between it midstream if she wants to, just for her own comfort if she's not feeling one in particular. And she might not use one for a while, and then she'll stay on one for like a few weeks or a couple of hours or whatever works kind of thing. No, it's not. It's Beauty Banger. I've only found her like in the last like year or so, and she's always interesting. I like her as her personality and her like what she talks about and stuff when she streams. So her avatar means nothing to me. Like seeing the different ones she's got is very cool, but it's her that I'm there for. So yeah, I think in the same way, if you have like a few different ones that work for you, that might be something that's a better option than borrowing down a one. The only hard part with that is obviously like having emotes for it, but then you have more variety of expressions of different emotes, I guess, like different characters and stuff. So like I have got with my avatar, so my avatar is me, right? So her very base form is me, a human, no magic, none of that stuff. Now, in my character's like world that I wrote for her and stuff, she has like her base forms like got some magic in it. She has a magical girl form, she's got a royal form, she's got a cat girl form, she's got a human cat girl form that doesn't have magic, she's got a magical cat girl form and a technically like a what do you call it, like she's died and come back to life with all of her magic unlocked cat form. So she's got a lot of different forms, but she's the same person in all of it. She's just me. She's just got different, you know, magic and different weapons, different outfits and stuff like that kind of thing. It's just her scale of magic unlocks with the different kind of outfits and stuff. And that's just how I felt with them, you know, when I made them and stuff. But like I have streaming at the moment, I have 2 avatars technically. I've got my base avatar, which is this one, which is Kelly Venus, and then her alternate avatar form, which is Kitty Venus, which is the cat girl, magical cat girl form. And those, both all the hair colors and all the outfits are compatible with those. So any hair color or outfit redeems will work on the other one, but the cat girl outfits are slightly different variations to just keep it slightly different kind of thing. And yeah, because I started drawing her back in 2000, like when I was 15, and I've evolved a lot in like what I do and don't like, my art form and all sorts of stuff in my life. Since then, she has got a lot of different outfits, she's got a lot of different hairstyles, she's got a lot of different stuff kind of thing. Like fundamentally, I do keep like this hairstyle because it is the hairstyle that I've mostly stayed with my whole life kind of thing, as like a primary kind of thing. But I've got other hair colors in there from when I've had other hair colors, when I've had them for like very long periods of time. I've had different outfits for like, you know, just different colors and shit. And yeah, so I have quite a lot with my own avatar and stuff. But I feel like if I was forced to just have her base model, I would be bored shitless, I think, because even her live 2D avatar and stuff, I do have the difficulty of, I am trying to figure out how to have, what do you call it? I want to hunt these guys. I'm trying to figure out how to have multiple different hair colors and multiple different outfits while I'm making her. And as I said, like I'm a novice doing rigging and stuff and making a live 2D avatar and stuff. So I'm learning as I go. I'm trying to figure it out, and there's not a lot of tutorials for what I want to do as well, so a lot of this shit I am just having to figure out. I was hoping not to get the couple of people that are doing, you know, the plants, but I'll bring them in anyway because I want to hunt these guys if I can, you know. It's a variety of expression. I haven't actually got different expressions on her with my PNG tuber. Because you know how, well, you may not, but like PNG tubers, you usually have like additional slots to change their expressions. And I use those additional slots to change her outfit and hair colors and stuff. So I've got like 118 base images to be able to make her talk and blink with like all of her different hair colors, all of her different outfits. so they're all combinable. And then her alternate one has roughly around about the same amount of images and stuff to make that work as well. But I can't actually like change like how she like expresses emotes and shit. You lot, for some reason, are not at attention. I don't know why. I can only select like 200 people at a time. So sometimes I will miss colonists when I'm trying to like draw them at attention. And there's a couple down here too, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. Things to be boring without variety of choices. I know that feeling. Meant variety of self-expressions. Oh yeah, 118 Jesus. No worries. But yeah, even my PNG tuber is very heavy duty at this point. I want to attack these guys, but I'm gonna have to like have like a group go up the top and a group go down the bottom, and I only really want actual gunners. But somebody in here is exhausted. Blue Jay can go back to sleep, even though they're going to sleep very close by. It should be fine. So what I want to do is I want to just grab the people that are not going to do gunning, and I'm going to move you guys to the opposite side of the map, because there's no point in you sitting over here, but I do need you at attention enough to keep you the fuck out of the way, ideally. So obviously I'm probably going to like miss a couple of people, but it should be otherwise fine. All right, you guys go stand over there. I'll start on this like next group and stuff. But I don't know. I always love how like RimWorld we get some of like the deepest conversations. I don't have any problems with that. I just always find it really interesting that like RimWorld's always one where like, I don't know, chitty chat is easy. Like I know like I've got a lot of colonists and stuff, but like it's not. Also, I'm guessing somebody is eating. Oh, it's a cat's eating. I was gonna say, I'm like, what the fuck is that noise? I thought somebody was getting surgery for a second there. Yeah, RimWorld's one where it's like, it's normally never too difficult unless I'm like in the midst of a battle or something to like hold like a genuine, like any kind of conversation kind of thing. Mind you, I'm normally talking through like all of it. Hide room, Dark Eye. Dark Eye is currently on the caravan, so I don't know what room he thinks he's hiding in, but I guess the metaphorical concrete rooms that are over there, perhaps. As long as they stay up in here, I will separate my groups and I'll just pop some out at the top and I'll pop some out at the bottom. And there's only going to be like so many of these people that are maybe accidentally still holding on to like her melee weapon, and I'll have to like pull them back. They may also unattention while I'm doing this too, because this will take a hot minute. Ton's having a tantrum, hide in room. Maybe pause for a second. I think that they're mostly the people in the caravan, but chimpanzee's right here, and I'm like, this will take me a sec, so I don't want them all to like, you know, nick off in the midst of this kind of thing. I just want to move a bunch of my colonists out of the way if I can. Chimpanzee, all of you guys are fine, and then I'll have to basically save before we go fight these guys, because otherwise if they die and I like go back, I'll have to like find all these people again, and I don't really want to have to double do that. So yeah, yeah, let's grab all you guys. Also, for anybody that missed it, next week I'm doing a special event with RimWorld. So we'll have like a whole week of Rim Connect. Not with this colony, but you'll be able to spawn in colonists or medicine or attacks or guns or whatever. And yeah, basically have some like serious fun with like helping see if I can like get off world from one colonist start. That should be everybody. Let me save that for a second. Everybody will walk out of this and I'll grab whoever is left in this pile. And I'll probably put half of them up the top and half of them down the bottom, because they look like they're pretty well spaced out. And I could probably bring them out about here, actually. So you guys on the top half, I want you to go stand up here, ideally. And then whoever's left on the bottom half, I'll bring out the bottom, as long as Chimpanzee doesn't get in there. Also, I noticed that they popped the roof here, which is great. I was wondering if you guys could just remove the roof, because it's not supposed to have a roof. And I don't really want to like go around the thing. Although I did say, if in the event that we had the option to like pop it open to work on it, I'd probably pop the whole thing open so that we could remove the roof. Salting spree orange, that's fine. They look like they're all mostly up there, so we're going to stand in around here. We should be far enough away from each other that we won't kind of shoot each other, which is good. I would like to say that the people on the other side of the colony, I might maybe let them go back to what they're doing. But we'll see. We'll see if they get in the way, because they might still get in the way. I just see that McJolly and Farrell are in here. I'm like, they'll tantrum if they're there too long. So yeah, speaking of, these guys should be cutting down trees. They're cutting down a good amount of wood. I don't know what kind of carry capacity we've got for coming back, but we should be nearly maxed. So I'm going to get them out here hunting whatever animals I can. And then I'll do the big ones in a minute. I know there's a couple of like deathly ones in here. I might actually just wait. Link should be fine, but yeah. We'll do this. Chimpanzee's on his way out. Kit, Bowman. You guys are kind of taking too long. Get out of the way. And everybody else is ready. And this one is like right here, which is not a great thing. Can I get you lot to attack that? And Nina, get the fuck out of the way. Yeah, we know there's Thrombo Revenge. And maybe Red, get backwards too. It should be fine. And if these ones up here attack, which they're not, can you guys start on that one? Mule, Winters, you guys are all in the wrong spot here. You guys go back inside. Let's go over there. Alright, Chimpanzee obviously got hit. He's also in a mental break. So he's also an original. I don't think he's going to bleed out or anything. He doesn't appear to be. But I kind of almost want to like psychically shock him. Just to... I have several people for psychic glance. Hold on. You lot. You guys go back at attention. Somebody in here. We have 2 people, I think. Nope, just 1. Okay, you guys hit Chimpanzee. Knock him out because he's got to go to hospital. That one's fine. You lot are supposed to be fighting this one, but I think it's coming down to us. So, there we go. Alright, you lot, go back to what you're doing. I need somebody to... Burrow's pretty fast. Burrow's going to grab food. Instead, rescue Chimpanzee. You lot can go back to what you're doing too. And you lot in here should be right to go back to where you want to be. Alright, so we killed some extra thrombos, which is nice. I have a whole bunch of people that are like stuffing food into their mouth, which is not ideal. I will have to give the uranium spear back to Chimpanzee eventually, but that's okay, we can do that later. My cats, my panthers are out here eating the fucking, god damn it. My panthers are eating the goddamn thrombos we just hunted, so I'm probably not going to get like as much meat off that, but if they're hungry, it means we don't have much in the way of meat, which is not ideal, although we've got shit to hunt. So hopefully our cats and stuff will have enough food. Does suggest that I might have too many panthers at the minute. Or alternatively, how are you doing? I might get you culled, honestly. You are a trained one. You are trained, I might leave that alone. We'll hunt, we'll get rid of these ones as well. Every time they're having like offspring, I'm trying to just get those culled, but I am also trying to get additional meat out of them whenever I can. We have another thrombo calf, which I'm probably not going to tame, train, sorry. So yeah, and the cats, we look like we're pretty low on the level of cats. I was thinking if I got rid of one of the 2 adult male cats, they should theoretically have like a male kitten, but there is also a chance that like if I was to cull off 2 male cats right now, right, I would have to keep at least 1 into adulthood. Yeah, we could do that. That would stop the winter breeding of the cats. even though I've still got one 4-year-old cat, that's fine. So we've got one 4-year-old adult cat. We'll get another adult cat come up. I'm trying to keep the amount of meat eaters low so that we can get more food. Hachuka's in a fire starting spree. You are rescuing a panther, love. And we've still got a little bit of crops left to go, ideally. These guys are all hunting the animals out here, which they're almost all hunted. We've only got the really dangerous ones almost left to go, which I may choose to just leave them. I don't know. If I get my groups together, if I get my hunting groups all kind of quick enough, I could probably mow down most of the animals, and then we could get that caravan going back. So let's see if I could. I think you guys, you're still hunting up there. There's still an animal up there that's still alive. I think Sari's going to hunt that. I don't know if Shadow is. You're hunting the ibex doe. Cat's having a tantrum. I think Cat's here. So blight, strawberry plants. Oh god. Yeah. So that's going to be horrible. That's really, really bad. We do not want this replanted, and I'm going to have to basically set up somebody to harvest and cut all of this. That's obviously like not upset. I see you, Shadow Desu. Terrible. I was just gonna hunt a couple more animals before we go, but I need a couple of my people. I was gonna grab extra people. My thought is, if they go and hunt shit right now, right? And what I might do is, when I end stream, I will just save. I'll save and I won't like continue to play on, but I'll just set up like a couple of people just to sit here and fucking like harvest all this crap. So yeah, that way we can kind of like maybe keep on it, because I've got a lot of plants to cut now. Basically, almost all of the strawberry plants are going to get cut with a little bit extra room around it for the blight. And up into here as well is going to have to get cut. So there's a good chance that we're going to lose some of these extra crops right before winter. There's a rhino, right? Rhino. Pissed off. Right here. Hold on. I got Be Delicious. I need a couple of people to fight that. Are they all pissed? There's 3 of them. Okay, Grasshopper's in a mental state. You guys, if I could get you guys outside and then maybe attack that one, if you could. Mole, I don't want you trying to fight close range. You're going to be right. Most of these are going to be fine. We'll see how this goes in a second. Hey, Tight, welcome in. How many colonists? 302 at this time. I need you guys to move back, honestly. Go backwards through there. Because Shadow should be able to... Shadow and B should be able to fight. Or maybe not reach them. Alright, you guys go down a little bit and you guys go up. And that will allow us to like reach a few people. You go over there. Salinus won't have a gun. One of us has got a... You guys got a gun. Alright, you guys move up. Since they're all going to attack us anyway, it should be fine. They should want to auto shoot. Takuma's a little slow moving out of here. I'm going to need you to get down and out of the doorway, mate. Shadow and B, I'll get you to move down just a little bit into range. Kimmy, maybe move back. You can't fight. Ram can't fight either. I mean, they can fight, but they can't fight well. Maybe you two move back out of the way. Gosha should be fine. There we go. Alright, I think that's all the animals. All enough of the animals, I think, are downed. I don't know if I was to send this home, just as a quick, let's just check. Do they count those animals as available? No. Okay, I'm gonna have to still get them culled. Oh wait, hold on, there's a second screen there I forgot about. Items. Let's see, there's 2 rhinoceroses dead. They probably are the ones that are down. Sure, we'll take them. That'd be fun. Yeah, there's to answer your question, there are 302 colonists in my colony. I don't want to take the drugs home. I could sell them, but I do have chemical fascination, and drug binge is like illegal. So yeah, they're gonna get their ass handed to them. you know. Back to say I may have to disappear for an extended time, but I enjoyed our talk. We'll be back before you end. I'm actually well and truly over my time. So I started late tonight and I was running a bit late tonight to finish as well. So I'll be finishing stream very soon. I'm just going to load up what I can carry in this caravan so that they'll tend to themselves. And then, yeah, for anybody that doesn't know, I normally stream this on Tuesday nights, which, you know, now it's into Wednesday for me because it's like 3 a.m. But yeah, it's normally on this kind of time frame. Just I normally finish an hour earlier than now. And next week I'll be doing a big event with like a whole shit ton of like redeems and shit that people can like spawn in crap to my game. So it should be really fun. And grab all this extra food. This is why we're doing it. And all the extra wood. Any extra wood we can carry is extra wood we can bring home and send that back. Medical treatment needed on Hippo. Why? Stomach's destroyed. I might have a spare stomach for you, mate. We'll see. You have no idea how much I want to just convo like Chris? Yeah, and Chris at work, but I never remember. What? You want to just have a convo like Chris? Yes, I'm Chris at work. I have no fucking clue what you're on about, Shadow. I'm guessing that I've said something like, I've said the word Chris or something at some point, and now you're like, you're triggered, but it's fine. I know why, but yeah. Either way, look, my colonists will tend to themselves on their way home, so I don't have to worry about tending to them. If they have mental breaks, they have mental breaks. They're going to bring home as much food and wood and medicine that they can carry, which is substantial at this point, which is great. I'm probably not going to come across a trader to buy the drugs, which is a problem. So I'm probably going to have to beat the ever-loving shit out of my colonists once they do get home, because they're not going to leave that shit alone. I'm also going to build this wall, and I'm going to have to check back to see if somebody got their ass stuck in this wall later, because they do love to wall themselves into rooms. So I will have to come back to that. But we have a few more days before winter, and we've got about 12 days worth of food now. We're going to lose a massive amount to the blight that's literally just happening. Like I said, I'm going to basically like hold this here, and then I'll allocate somebody to cut this shit so that people are cutting it. I may not be able to keep up with this, and I may lose like all the crops, but it'll sort itself out once it snows in winter anyway. So it's not like it's a huge deal. It just, the animals are going to lose what little extra crops we have between now and like the 15th and stuff. So it should be fine, you know.